Still seems fine. Or does it? The lag that's happening, I think, is just in-game. It's not a stream issue. Like, this seems smooth, right? I think what you're seeing is some normal PoE jank for Delirium. Okay. Then, then I think the solution was running in admin mode. Fucking weird. How big of a difference that would cause. Just gonna finish the map and then do other things. I'm already here, you know? You gotta finish the map. Okay, map's over. That's some predictive latency mode. Okay, so stream works. Trying to remember if there was something else I was gonna test. Does OBS capture Chrome if it's running in admin? I'm thinking that even if I tested it and it worked, I wouldn't trust it because I don't have Chrome open right now. So it's usually that I have all of my stream chat and everything is Chrome, but when I stream on the second channel, I'm logged into my other Twitch on Firefox, so I just use a different browser. So I think just opening it. Watch Dragon Dogma stuff in Chrome. Well, that's just logical. That's just multitasking. Of course you want to do that. I think we're good. I think we're good to game. I want to open... Wait, was I in... I was in game capture. Let me open resource monitor again. See if anything weird is happening. Like GPU usage. I think GPU usage was still really high, but like, I guess it's not a problem if it's not overheating and it's running fine. And then... Yeah, GPU temperature hasn't really gone above like 55. So I don't think that's an issue. Okay, let me set it to display capture instead. But no! The delirium ended. Now your computer would work regardless. Okay. Nah, things seem chill. GPU does go up to like 90%, but again, like we were saying, it really shouldn't matter. Oakley dokley. Well, what I wanted to do today was test that, make sure it works, make sure there's no weird hiccups with streaming. I was gonna stream Witchfire came out in early access. I was gonna stream that on the main channel today, but I was like, I should really test this streaming stuff before I like dive into an actual game has graphics game. And then like everything's fucked up for a day. So I'll probably be tomorrow unless I do something with Penta, because Penta's been playing Town of Salem and I might join him. And then I definitely need GPU for Town of Salem. Admin breaks everything but PoE. I'd believe it. So the plan was that I was doing it last night, trying to figure out the leveling progression for a shadow into assassin that can do competitive like speedrun times for a league start type of situation. I can find no runs for shadow. Like the PoE has like, you know, the speedrun site of like keeps track like, oh, like here's the run for, you know, Templar, and here's the best time, and there hasn't been a shadow run in like 3 leagues. Shadow sucks for speedrun. And I was trying some stuff and I found out that, man, Shadow's stuck. He sucks for speedrun. It's so awkward, and it is actually probably in the worst state it's ever been in. That I can only imagine Scion is worse. But I was finding some stuff that wasn't that bad, but it's awkward. It's definitely awkward. Shadow's still the mines boy. He's good at mines, but they kind of destroyed Saboteur, so not really. I'm thinking that I want my next league start to be an Ice Spear character for bossing. And I know Ice Spear is really good on Deadeye, but you can't, that's like a whole spell build, and Deadeye, you can't really like league start spells. And I've been having this theory about an Ice Spear assassin that makes a lot of sense to me. But the leveling progression for it is fucking trash. So we're trying to figure that out. Leveling with Icicle Mine was seeming okay. But Shadow, basically, they don't get any movement abilities. They don't get shield charge, they don't get leap slam, they get whirling blades. So what I was actually seeing from like the older Shadow speedrun was that they get whirling blades, and then I think they get spell damage on their daggers, which is awkward and hard to do. They have so many like checkboxes of things that other characters take for granted and like don't have to worry about, and that's certainly one of them.
You were born with quickness of body and sharpness.
So like what we're looking for is a consistent
Innocent blood. Yours is a predatory profession. The business of
if I can kill Piety in Act 3 by like 40 minutes, that would be awesome, and I would love that.
your redemption and
If I kill Piety at 50, 55 minutes, that's also still like acceptable. But even like a 40-minute Piety is just hard on like even a good character. I was doing some last night and I got 250-ish minutes on Piety, but they like something still felt like really weird, and like I don't know, I learned a lot from what I was doing. So let's see if I remember anything and I retained any information. And let me also, I gotta open up I gotta get the regex link. People also run a Templar first and mule it over to Shadow to give him Molten Ball. That might be the smart way to do it. Or also, I don't think it's necessary. I'm doing is there's this site where you can set up all the gems that you want to make sure that you get. And you're looking at a vendor. Movement speed boots. Copy it. You paste that into the town guy when you get. Also, on one hand, I'm starting to think that Assassin Ice Spear doesn't make any sense, and Deadeye is just better, and I should figure out how to level a Deadeye and transition it. Oh, I don't know. I'm just having fun with this. I think I have to, hold up. I'm gonna do it this way because I have to display capture to have into this show up as well for the timer. Just lay on this beach the whole game? Yeah. Let me know if at any point the stream is choppy or anything weird. Because I'm not going to be able to really look anymore. Matter of fact, I'm minimizing it so it has a better chance of running well.
Is it possible to murder someone who's already dead?
But yeah, it was weird. I was figuring out, like, it's a spell build for Shadow, but it's better to use daggers. And especially even killing Hailrake. I was like, oh, what's better? Like Freezing Pulse, if I have Stormblast Mines, like, how, like what's gonna go faster here in like the first like 4 levels? And just having a second dagger and Viper striking him that you start with on the beach was fastest. Trying to build spell stuff, which was surprising. Like 10 times faster than Freezing Pulse or anything else. So like keeping the dagger with the gems in it, just to like, I think even on Brutus, hitting him a few times with Viper Strike is just
Nice not being dead yet.
good. Oh, Awaken. We're a little bit slow because normally we'd do exit strats there, but I didn't have that open.
Fine work. Farewell.
Hold up, I'm gonna pause the timer for a sec.
Greetings.
Because normally you would, like, 1:30 for vendoring is normal. But every once in a while I'm gonna take some time to think. Because I tried a couple different variations of doing this. And they were all kind of stinky. I think the double dagger makes sense, but I don't think you need double dagger until... No, I think you would want to buy the dagger here. But then these are... Why is he selling level 5 daggers? Wife boot strats? That actually didn't help as much as I thought it would. Last time. But yeah, from the very beginning, it's just so specific. The things that you need. I guess Hillock usually does seem to drop a glass dagger. I feel like every single time I've gone through, he's dropped one. And I did a bunch of runs last night. Okay, timer go. We go. Then we
The furnace down at the slaughter.
put Freezing Pulse in there. I don't know if Freezing Pulse is still good to get. I think this patch they nerf Stormblast Mines like a ton, which is normally what you would use to level, and it would be very, 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 very good. But they just like dumpstered it, and it's kind of terrible. Until you can get Orb of Storms to trigger Orb of Storms, that takes too long. But then also, like, this is this is already bad, because basically you are leaving. Most characters can leave Lionized Watch with a 3-link skill. So like when I do the yeah, kill me honestly. When you leave Lionized Watch as a Marauder in a speedrun, you can have a 3-linked damage skill, which is a lot of damage. Very helpful. And then you can still buy a belt and have a ring. If I'm doing Freezing Pulse, you leave town with a 1 link freezing pulse. You don't even get a damage support.
You were born with quickness of body. And
Like
sharpness of mind.
maybe
How have you paid for these gifts? With innocent blood. Yours is a predatory profession. The business of butchery. You've stolen many a
Shut up,
life
dude.
to fill your purse. Now you will.
so maybe it's like a bow angle for the early levels, but then transitioning is even weirder.
Start the day. Is it possible to murder someone?
Or
who's
maybe it's
already
actually
dead?
a Viper Strike angle. No, that couldn't. You can't. No, can't be something that's chaos damage because then our leveling is all wrong. New Myriad streams coming to YouTube. I'm not uploading the current campaign until it's completely finished, and it's not going to be that much longer. Might be 1 to 2 to 3 episodes. I'm not sure yet. Dude, they're blasting me while I'm blasting him.
It's nice not being dead yet.
We're going to pause in town again when I think about this and what assassin man actually has available to him. But I'm going to let the timer go to 1:30. Because no matter what we buy here and what we do here, it would take about that long.
I saw what Lion Eyes what.
So she sells prismatic burst. That's actually helpful. Maybe. It's really like, yeah, the only support gems he gets access to right now, which is the most important thing, is either prismatic burst or you already have chance to poison because you get it from the beach. But if you're supporting an attack with prismatic burst, then you also have to buy like frost blades 100% of the time. Chance to poison can support freezing pulse. I don't think 1 to 2 chaos damage on freezing pulse matters. Maybe it's an ethereal knife? No. See, okay, because here's what we're also trying to balance, is that once we start leveling, it's best for us to go take damage, and then go through elemental damage. So we want whatever our damage is to be elemental, otherwise it's a waste for what we want to be at endgame.
Hello.
There's too many points to respec early. I think what the speedruns are doing is probably the best, because Shadow just has no options. What they do is they run a Templar to town, and then you get Molten Ball with Elemental Prolif, which is one of the best spells to speedrun with. And then you get the extra benefit of having just more chances to look at the vendors and get items you actually need it. You get Spectral Throw. Maybe it's a Spectral... let's try Spectral Throw Prismatic Burst and just see how it feels. Spectral Throw's meme? It's really not anymore for leveling.
Fine work with him.
And then this option is like, is fucking awkward. I think it's gonna be the Templar. And you just lose like a minute 30 running one up here. But then are in a much better place. And then you would only have one, if I didn't do it, I only have one wisdom. Can't buy the movement speed boots, which also feels like necessary on Shadow because they don't really get any movement skills. So everything is not ideal.
Farewell.
Spectral Throw might be immune with one-handed weapons. Timer start. Let's give it a shot.
The furnace down at the slaughterhouse. Yes, that's what this place smells like.
Honestly, it's already better than Freezing Pulse with no support gems. This was a bottom. This was a right low. I'm screwed here. Alright. This was a... Okay, no. There was, remember, was it a bug fix to Spectral Throw last league? After a few weeks where like, wait a second, Spectral Throw actually was totally fucked. From what the patch notes said. I think that's true. Or Prismatic Burst, or both of them. Yeah, that's actually way better. Where its trigger timer was like a second off of what it said it was supposed to be. Dude, we're gonna die to Roas for sure.
I'm impressed by how much this place
But I think if you bought a two-hander... See, like, everything contradicts what you want to do later. Buying a two-hander doing Spectral Throw, that sounds like a good run. But then it's not... It doesn't, like, line up with what I'm actually trying to level into. And then later we suffer. Go fast now, suffer later. But I can tell you, so far, Spectral Throw is significantly better than... What the... Did I not get all of them? Oh, I didn't click on it. Me want that. Me want orb. Me get orb. Me want level 4. Me want not 100 crabs trying to kill me while I fight Hillrake. Hillrake? Who are you? This is not great. Still better than Freezing Pulse. Pausing timer to take a second to think about what this new route would do here. All of their quest rewards are fucking dingus. Ding dong. These are all bad. Like, Detonate Dead can't be used until like level 12 because you don't get Desecrate until level 12, so it's bad. Contagion's awful. Riposte is never going to trigger. Orb of Storms is only relevant to the Stormblast mines, which isn't good anymore. Bear Trap is a meme.
Stay sharp out there.
I'd almost.
And then what I was doing was getting Pierce here because I want it later for Icicle Mine, which you don't get to level 12. But it's kind of irrelevant for now. And everything else is also bad. Could have lightning tendrils, I'm sure that's still terrible. And Swift Assembly is a maybe. Would it be worth it if you're gonna reset when you get to this point? What a lot of them do currently is they run... Shadow would run a Templar up to town and then put items in stash and then run Shadow up to town and continue playing. And then use those items. And I'm thinking that's what we have to do. But I'm trying to see if there's like an alternative. And I don't think there's gonna be. And then at this point, like, all you get is the ability to buy Arcane Surge, which isn't a great support, but it's something if you were gonna go spells. And Frost Bomb. And Flame Wall. But then, again, it's already awkward that you have to buy all of these things, when other classes just kind of actually get gem rewards that are relevant to their character. Which is why it might legitimately need the Templar. Give him stuff. And you also want to buy Sniper's Mark. It's kind of too many things that can go bad. Abort. Let's do the Templar thing.
You swore sinew and soul to serve God and the...
Wow, wow, wee woo.
Death gives no solace in this tortured land.
So, we are running the long neck up the beach. Little giraffe man over here. Elemental Prolif with Rolling Magma is one of the better starts you can do at the moment. So he gets Elemental Prolif, and from his first quest gem reward, once we walk into town, he gets Rolling Magma. So you put those in the stash for the Shadow. And you also get the 3 Scrolls of Wisdom that you start with. He's frozen. You get all this shit.
There's no need for my company just yet.
Fine.
We get Rolling Magma. Gives you the opportunity to look for the 3 links. 3 link. No
Farewell.
boots. Come over here. I also really like to put the flasks in. That took too long.
You were born with quickness of body and
Nothing like a brisk dip to start the day.
Is it possible to
No,
murder someone
it is not
already
possible.
dead?
Wee woo. Okay, so might be doing another pause in town to think about it, but I think we gotta buy a wand. Or scepters.
It's nice not being dead yet.
Finally got the big one. He's huge. None of this matters. None of that matters.
I saw. Lion. What little help I can.
Pausing here because I don't know. I've never done this. You would get elemental prolif, rolling magma. Shadow can buy arcane surge, but that's not until after the first quest. I think we would identify the boots and hope for movement speed and get unlucky or get average, not get it. And then need to use the Driftwood Scepter. But we get the 3 extra wisdom scrolls so we can buy stuff, but I don't think there's anything to buy at this point. There will be later, like when we level, we'll get Flammable and all that stuff. You still like Torchlight Infinite? Yeah. It's been a week. I didn't randomly change my mind on that. And you still have 3 potions, get big potion.
Be well.
You unpause, we wait a second because that would have taken me a second to do any of that anyway, and then we go. I still like my wife? Divorce is coming.
The furnace down at the slaughterhouse. Yes, that's what this place smells like.
We got the number 2 kill on the new boss in Torchlight Infinite for our class. So we're second person on our class to kill the boss. And then, I guess we beat the game. There wasn't really much else to do, and I sold a lot of stuff and saved money to try another build, and there just really wasn't anything else that I want to try right now. Divorce 2 coming soon. Divorce 2. Okay. This feels slow, but we did have to vendor Templar. Gonna check up before we go to that first quest, because I think this layout, nope, we wrong. If we were right, it was faster to go up first, but we wrong. And then elemental prolif here is really nice because you get ignite, and then like everything gets ignite and everything dies, and it multi hits because it explodes on the ground multiple times, and yeah.
I'm impressed by how much this place once was dead.
This is already feeling kind of good. Yeah, like one. That's so good, man. It also really is putting in perspective how bad Freezing Pulse was without supports. And we absolutely need movement speed boots. The Obama is happening because you can change your loot filter to be any sound when an item drops. So whenever a quest item drops, it says Obama. Because why not? Ah! Those are all irrelevant. We want that. We want to sell all this junk. Kind of debating whether or not I actually want it to sell
Farewell.
the knives. Buy that. We want Pierce for later. We want Flame Wall, Frost Bomb, Arcane Surge.
Be well.
Go. Equip that. Go to Submerge Passage. Make sure you equip the flask before you come to Submerge Passage so it's actually full when you get here. Start running. Put Arcane Surge on our ball. Put... Okay, teleport back in time because you're still playing the game on predictive like a dum-dum, and we're going to switch that. We love that. We love instant casting teleports and never, ever, ever actually having teleport it. We love when this goes nowhere. Please, God, dude, this is the longest fucking tendril thingy. I knew it too. Once I got to like here, I was like, this isn't going anywhere. Need to trust myself on shit like that. We don't have a portal scroll. That feels bad. We don't have a second blue socket for the other gems that we have.
With every death, I live a little bit more.
An alteration. I maybe could have gone back for that, but it was pretty far away. We're running. We're pretending to be a Templar. We want any like glove or anything or helmet to drop with one blue socket, and we'll do a lot more damage.
Wet.
We get wet. I guess you should try and... I always like wait till there's a huge pack behind me to kill. But I guess maybe I could even see the argument for killing things in front of you so you don't have to walk back to pick stuff up if something were to drop. But also... Why? Then there's not enough things. But it's especially true when Ignite is killing a lot of stuff. I would have walked extra far away from it. Yeah, I don't know about that. And I don't think Shadow can get like war banners. I don't know, Shadow just gets such a weird assortment of gems from quests. He gets like Mirage Archer, but also spells, but also melee. Like he just gets everything. They didn't really decide what his thing was. He gets every mine, he gets every, like, it's like melee splash, he gets bow stuff, he gets spell stuff, but he doesn't get like the good parts of any of those. Or not the good parts. It feels like he doesn't get a complete package. And is my loot filter correct? Because we never dropped, like, I don't think it is. I'm pausing the timer for a sec. Oh, it's correct. I kind of hate this. I kind of hate this too, man. It may have helped to buy, I don't know, like not another blue socket anywhere sucked to just not have flame wall. But it really doesn't feel that much better. Try something else. Demote Shadow Man to second character. I think if I demoted Shadow Man to second character, it would be a Deadeye. I think what might really happen is just accepting that like acts 1 and 2 are going to be like a little bit slower, and then from there it'll get better. Let's just do classic Stormblast Mine.
You were born with quickness of body and sharpness of mind. How have you paid for these gifts? With...
Because even though Stormblast Mine was nerfed quite a bit for leveling, it still might be the most convenient thing they've got.
Someone who's already dead.
And then I'm going to try and use the Whirling Blades tech that I learned and see how much better it can get after level 10. And I still think you buy double daggers and Viper Strike bosses a little bit. Or Dagger Claw. Dagger Claw is probably better because the claws give like mana on hit or life on hit. Then that shouldn't be exclusive to spells
Nice not being dead yet.
or attacks rather. So Orb of Storms? No, what is it? Stormblast Mine.
I saw lion eyes.
And then pause timer. I don't think that I buy anything. I think it's just that. Nothing else here is going to be relevant.
Take care.
I think it's check vendor.
Greetings.
Start timer. Red socket is not what you want to see, but it's better than nothing. Shadow does not get a single red socket gem like ever.
The furnace down at the slaughterhouse.
So that will always be empty.
Yes, that's what this place smells
But we get
like.
Stormblast Mine with no support gems. Like, isn't that fucking weird? Shadow just like doesn't get support gems. Everybody else does. Unless you want chance to poison.
Time to burn.
Or I'm gonna die. That's what I think. I mean, I think that he's just going to be slower until like a level 10. And you accept that. You take the L. You try and kill Rose with Nerf Stormblast Mine. But definitely clicked that. Definitely should have turned predictive off. It's an L&a-half. Teleporting Row is gonna murder me.
I'm impressed by how much this place wants me dead.
Yo, I could even see the argument. No, never mind. That's bad. Never mind. Dissuaded argument. What the hell is this layout? Dude. Dude, I fucking hate this area, man. Stormblast is the way? I don't know, man. I don't know where this exit is. It's gotta be somewhere up here, but this layout is very weird. This is where I realized, because originally I was doing Storm Burst, that killing Hailrake on the coast was quicker to kill him with Viper Strike than it was to use Stormblast Mines. Viper Strike actually has a support and is a good gem, and you get 2 daggers and it double hits for the poison. And upon realizing that, it kind of crushed my world. made me think this can't be good. Doesn't feel good. I need to figure out when you know to go the other direction for Hailrake on this map. Because yikes.
Iron Ring.
You see a ramp, you went the wrong way. I sure did see a ramp.
Stay sharp out there.
I'd almost stop.
Pausing timer. Don't know what the hell we're doing. Elemental Prolift sucks unless it's fire, and it's not. Everything sucks here again. You get support gems that don't do anything for your character. Swift Assembly makes sense for Stormblast. I don't think it is very good until you get to like crazy high mine throwing speeds. Like early game, how helpful is actually Swift Assembly? Because it is a 3% chance to do something. Ish. But then there's no other options, and eventually we do want Pierce, but we don't need it yet. Well, we take it. Starting that timer. Buying Frostbomb, Firewall. Main.
Take care.
Our colors are kind of bad. What is this? What do we got here? Contempt? I don't think we need that. We're gonna do it. This was a bad idea.
With every death, I live a little bit more.
When do we actually get? Orb of Storms? Oh, we had it. Ooh. I thought so. I was like, why aren't I using that? Ooh, we're just gonna pause the timer and pretend that didn't happen and use our portal. Just gonna pretend that I wasn't forgetting to use Orb of Storms and choking and everything was fine. Our double dagger mines that do no fucking damage. I think I should put the support gems on Orb of Storms because that's what actually does the damage in the setup. But then my only damage is Arcane Surge. It's not going to trigger from Orb of Storms. don't know, man. It's still part of the stream test? Yeah, we're just testing the stream. I don't know. It is kind of feeling like a build 2 situation. Unless there's like some patch note, something that helps ever so slightly. New support gem in 3.23. It's good, trust us. Yo, it's actually pretty bad when, so like one of my best options is feeling like to just use Viper Strike and get like melee splash, which I think they get access to. And then level through chaos nodes and then just respec them later. Like early game Puncture and Viper Strike are really strong. And respec Poison Cock. Does Shadow get Poison Cock? Or, and this is a crazy or, leveling a ranger is easier, and then probably better at endgame anyway. Predictive's going off. And hey, let's try that ranger. Easier at the beginning of the campaign for new players. The game is very easy for new players. That's why they've made the early levels harder. Because new players do not speedrun through content. They kill every mob in a zone and read every item and pick up everything and stop and do all stuff, so they're over leveled for everything that they do. It takes new players. We're trying to go for like 20-minute Act 1 is okay. A new player will do like a 4-hour Act 1. Okay, so let me think. The reason that we wanted to do what we're doing here is I want an assassin to get to endgame and use ice spears and have crazy high crit multi for free. So you don't have to spend a lot of money on crit multiplier in a league start. Because assassin gets crit and crit and crit and crit. And ice spears is like guaranteed 100% crit chance instantly. And then you would map clear with Herald of Ice explosions, which assassin also gets very easily because their Herald of Ice can crit, and they're the only class that gets that. Because they get increased crit chance on all spells. And it sounds Not the best, but it sounds fun. And I like Ice Spear a lot. Ranger gets multiple projectiles that all chain and bounce, and it makes Ice Spears feel a lot better. Because they get the extra projectiles and the chaining. And I don't think Far Shot works for it. I think Far Shot's only attacks. But I played Deadeye with Ice Spear before. It was really strong. Just league starting it isn't easy because they only start with bow passives. But there might be a way to get to like Act 5 and then switch, or get to Library and switch. Not that I think leveling with Ice Spear itself is good anyway, because I did get one of these assassins to like level 35 or so yesterday. And while Ice Spear was chunking bosses with a lot of damage, it was too inconvenient to use anywhere else. So I was using like Icicle Mines and Ice Spears. So maybe it's just level with like Ice Shot or Lightning Arrow, a Ranger. That kind of defeats the whole purpose that I wanted to get an assassin as a league start. But Shadow is just so fucking trash on a league start that it's like, why? Simply why? Thinking with brain. Honestly, you probably already crit cap Ice Spears for free. That assassin is irrelevant. Let me just like fucking send it. Woo!
A crow that plunders.
I've not seen a wilderness like this before. There'll be some...
Ready for this to feel 400 times easier. Man, you kids, we didn't know how good we had it. Onslaught as a support gem. Waiting for that Raider rework that they said was done 4 months ago. That they gave to Ruthless.
I'm still breathing, that's a good sign.
Pausing for a second. Because we are on a caster. I legit don't know what any of these choices are. Frostblades, I shot.
Farewell.
I think you... No, I shot's bad. You level with Caustic Arrow. But we don't care.
Be well.
Because before, Ranger got Pierce very, very early on that made any bow skill good. Now they don't, and now Caustic Arrow is the only one that's pretty much worth using. Then you can go into poison. No. Not if you want to level an elemental build. Wouldn't recommend it. But caustic arrow is still like the first choice that you get, and it's like the only choice that matters. Sniper's mark on the beach. That has been dropping a lot for me. So yesterday I was playing on Assassin a bit, and I was like, oh, Sniper's mark dropping on the beach. I'm gonna not pick that up because I want to like practice for that to not happen, you know, that kind of scenario. And then I've seen Sniper mark drop in the mudflats on my shadow. I'd honestly say 50% of the time I've had one drop. Edge, insta edge, stopped moving. Not by choice. By Roa.
The worms will have to wait a bit longer for this meal.
But yeah, if you actually still started with Pierce, like momentum support on Ranger for their starting gem is wacky. They used to get Pierce, now they get like the most useless fucking gem in the game. This is really bad. Oh. I see the sign that I went the wrong way. I understand now. Wisdom gained.
Iron ring.
Oh boy. Give me those. Thanks. Yeah, this is torture without caustic arrow.
Stay sharp out there.
I will.
I'd almost.
Scammed.
God hasn't abandoned us.
Also, no level 4 yet. Really sucks. But we didn't get level 4 because we didn't start with caustic arrow. So we didn't actually kill anything. Let's do that.
swift and
I don't know. I feel like I'm like so off what I was actually doing
a crow that plucked.
and trying to figure out how shadow worked and kind of just gave up,
I've not seen a wilderness like this before.
realizing they didn't work. But I still want to be an assassin. Oops. Boom, 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 boom.
I'm still breathing. That's a good sign.
Sure is. We're gonna let the timer go to 1:30 before we leave because we started it a little late.
Fine work.
Or galvanic. We're gonna do galvanic.
Farewell.
Forgot about that.
I've seen you. Lion Eyes what?
And then buy belt.
Take care.
Welcome.
Trash.
Stay sharp.
I think we could leave it like 125-ish. But yeah, galvanic's nice because it hits things. It hits more than one thing. We like that. On my team so far, I was reading chat. Ignored waypoint. My team? Who's my team? Are you on my team? This is kind of next league practice. I just in general, I started to enjoy trying to work out early league start progression more than a lot of the other stuff in the game right now. And I've also come to accept that not enough changes on league start, that this is all helpful. Because in the past I would have been like, well, I'm just going to do whatever's new on league start. And then there's really, the new stuff's always bad
The worms
and is bait.
for this meal.
And getting to endgame fast is fun. And rewarding. But I do want to try kind of a quirky league start next league, which is still like 2 months away, but it's fun to do these. No new gems. Hey, they added new gems. They added if your totem gets hit, it retaliates, dude. I mean, there was some decent mix-up this league, but league starts are still like, nothing is going to be so good that it's going to convince you to not do the things that are proven to be good at the start of a league. I'm pausing for a second. I want to double check that, yeah, we're going to go through projectile damage because eventually we want to switch to a spell, but the spell is still projectile, and maybe we can actually make it work at library. Though I'm kind of doubting it's worth it. Maybe we wait till like I guess it depends if we get a good wand or a good bow. Because if we like drop a cold spell wand, also in a league start scenario for like trade league, I think the availability of Bitter Dream just existing kind of changes this whole scenario of like presumption of how early you can actually get that. This day one that's like 4 chaos
I don't
and it does everything.
take care.
Oh, sir.
Got it, farewell.
Okay, I need like an armor from you, even if it's not linked. Bro. Shit, I didn't put that on.
Wisdom.
Layout's kind of sus. Okay, no, I think we're good. There's a chance like this was a dead end. So small.
Alchemy.
We love to see that. Did I drop my level 5 bow or did I never have one this run? The runs are blurring together. Hey Ashley, my wife!
Pain brings strength.
My sleepy wife. We fixed a lot of stream issues earlier. When I first turned on the stream, it was like 1 FPS to viewers. So this was a productive stir to stir experience. And we're streaming on GPU settings, which we don't usually do. I also feel as though my league start runs, I don't know if it's a skill issue or a reality. Hold on, I want those. I feel like I get the 3 links from the shop, or like by level 10, I have the 3 link that I want 1 in 10 times. Like 1 out of 10 runs, I actually just get items to drop of like the bare necessity that it feels like you're just expected to have. Usually a skill issue. I mean, I'm checking vendor, I've got the thing, I've got a loot filter that will show them to me if they drop, and I just never get them. Vendors suck nowadays. I think that might be the skill issue of not doing a vendor mule on the first character to double your chances of finding one from the vendor. That while it feels like a waste of time, it's like such a layer of added consistency. I didn't expect to get like 1 hit. Bruh. This league starting on mule for sure. Last this league I taught Ashley how to kill Hillock and put stuff in guild stash so I didn't have to do it. And it's still like, it didn't really help, honestly. It didn't speed me up a noticeable amount. Dude, save the run. But I got you boots. The boots probably helped. I think that I don't know. I'm really disappointed how that run went still. That I did so many practice runs and they were all good, and then the league start run was very bad. And it had the advantage of wife farming for me. What was my Katava time? It was it wasn't bad. It was like 4 hours and a half. But all of my pre-league starts were like 3.5. So it was still plus an hour.
There's no justice in a place like this. Only misery.
I think I goofed. No, the portal's still there.
Listen, I've traveled.
Oh, you know what, actually? Skill issue? I was using that copy paste is for the caster assassin we were playing.
The tale of
It may have been skimming over things we actually wanted.
farewell. Yes? God hasn't.
That is one thing. Oh, we didn't buy Frostblink. Which isn't as big of a deal because we could dash. Still don't have a 3-link. Love that. $12-minute, 13-minute prison. Don't like that. He's gonna drop a divine. I can feel it. He didn't. He didn't do it. Eight labs? No, by PoE 2. Or lab 2. The labening. Yo, I never put War Banner on. Oh, because I have to level to use it, and I didn't. Level. We got a level here before Brutus. very far behind again, dude. I don't know. I'm just... Perhaps I'm just Marauder brained. Marauder isn't even really fast, but everything else I do feels like I just can't do it. And am bad. That like Marauder League start makes sense to me. And I don't know, Duelist would probably feel about the same. Though they also nerfed whatchamacallits. Steel skills.
Quite sure of yourself, aren't you, Huntress? The Warden enjoys the taste of over.
Spectral throw. Yeah. Marauder just feels nice. You get like the iron rings to start in the belt, and you just one shot every pack. And like you're slower than everyone else, but it just feels better.
Let me embrace you. Let me embrace you.
So I'm killing my 1 HP ballistas.
I've done for you what I would do for any woman.
Stay sharp out there.
For some.
Let me embrace you. Let me get you a fucking
Take care. Hello.
3-link.
Farewell.
Welcome.
Welcome. Time has no meaning here. Ha 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 ha.
Farewell.
Nope. Skill issue. Frostblink. Eh. Eh. I was poor. And it won't matter as much, I don't think, once we get level 10, which we're behind on. I don't know, the whole thing's stinky. No movement speed boots, no 3-link, a true league start experience, authenticated.
As the prey grows more fierce,
Thank you.
so must the hunter.
Yo, wait, didn't? No, that was last run that I had the iron rings. Yeah, they really are blurring.
Life and death live side by side. This is a strange land.
Oof. There's nothing over here. I did that wrong. Yep. Indeed. Act 1 is the worst. I can't believe, like, I still think often about how they were gonna put adrenaline on a stance swap. Until literally anybody who plays this game looked at the change and said, what are you doing? Okay, I'm still frozen. That's cool. We spawned where we were gonna go anyway. I can't believe that even got in the notes. I can't believe they replaced it. They're like, oh, wow, players are saying this is too good. And then they did what they always do and replaced it with something no one would ever choose. Wow, we didn't get the ship graveyard waypoint. I've been doing that lately. That's like becoming a common occurrence. I saw someone on Twitter, the recommend it for you on Twitter, which is usually people arguing about a game I've never played, but this time it was actually relevant. And it was like, someone is working at GGG. Their exclusive job is to add 8 new layouts to the Ghost Shipyard every season. And that's all that they do in the company. I think they're onto something. Because I really do keep seeing like weird shit I've never seen before on that map every season. And I think especially lately, normally the waypoint is like immediately right there once you enter the zone, and it just hasn't been. That's why I've been missing it. I'm dead. Oh, not dead. In these practice runs, I've had a few that were like, it was the ship graveyard, but it was 100% reversed the way it normally is. Like, I went from top down to bottom, and Fairgraves was like, I don't know, he was fucking chilling on a boat out in the water, how far away he was. You know how they always like to do like experiments that they like don't fully enter? That ship graveyard is their experiment of like, how much can we fuck with the players before they notice? How many seasons before they realize we've just actually been fucking with them? Ow, whoops. No portal. Shouldn't I be Rain of Arrows? I'm not even level 12. I don't know. This is also a little scuffed. I think I should just do Act 1s until I'm happy with Act 1s. And then everything else just feels easier. Those Shadow Act 1s I don't think I would ever be happy with. Wait. Huh? That's like a, wait, did I leave predictive on moment? It stopped screaming like 2 seconds ago. Nothing was happening and I just fucking died. I don't know, bruh. Either way, 24-minute fucking Merville. I'm not happy with that. It might have been one of those situations where like the water pillar appeared and was dealing damage before it visually appeared or something.
Your love for a man.
That is what did that to you. We all saw it. All right, what do I practice? I think I should just do act ones. But it's kind of irrelevant on what class I do it on unless I actually pick a league start, but we're like 2 months out, so that doesn't matter. But I do want to figure out how to do it on Shadow, but Shadow just doesn't... Shadow's stinky. Shadow is stinky. Shadow is so stinky. What's wrong with Shadow? Everything. At least he's not Scion. Actually, you know what? I think the Scion speedruns are faster than Shadow. Oh, okay. 322 Shadow. Act 5 doesn't exist. Why would you do Act 5 Shadow? Act 10 plus labs doesn't exist. Let's go 321. One person. 3-minute 40. A bit slower than they would normally do on like anything else. Act 5 doesn't exist. 320. Havoc has 1 run. And 1 run. Shadow. And then once you're back like to 320, dude, holy crap, what was everyone doing in 319 that they all were like, dude, we have to do Act 5 speedruns? I think the runs in 320 are when Stormblast Mine wasn't nerfed, so it's like completely different. I know this run's weird. I thought there were more recent Scion runs. I guess not. The literally 2 people putting up times. The literally 2 people. Seismic Trap 319. That adds up. Gauntlet. I think even after they nerfed it, it still didn't really get nerfed and people were preparing for Gauntlet. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just like not interested in the Ranger, even if Ranger ended up being better.
You were born with quickness of body and sharpness of mind. How have you paid for these gifts? With innocent blood. Yours is a predatory profession, the business of butchery. You have stolen many a life to fill your purse. Now you will earn your redemption in Rayclast.
Nothing like a brisk dip to start the day.
Is it possible to murder someone who's already dead?
Yes. No. Wait. So what am I doing? so what am I doing? I think we gotta get scepters or wands early, and we're gonna do... Zero support freezing pulse still seems like it might have been the best
It's nice not being dead yet.
without having to transfer gear.
Fine wood.
Unless Ethereal Knives is sicko mode. Ethereal we're starting taking elemental damage. What else does this chumpo get? Explosive trap? Meh. Always gonna be? I don't think that's always gonna be true because they nerfed Stormblast Mine. And it has been feeling really bad. They nerfed it. I think they nerfed it last league when they tried to change the leveling meta. They nerfed a couple of the best starting skills. Stormblast Mine, Lancing Steel, all got nerfs. But like Rolling Magma is still the best. And a lot of stuff didn't really change. Other than a couple of classes got like less options. Okay.
Stay sharp out there.
I saw what Lion Eyes want.
Dude,
The furnace
it
down
seriously
the
is like...
slaughterhouse. Yes.
Shadow!
Time to burn.
3 point last stage was a buff in 3.9. On the real wiki? Sacrifice 2 wisdoms for wands if you're going pulse. These are all ideas. But my fastest Hellrake kills have been using Viper Strike instead of Freezing Pulse because Freezing Pulse doesn't get any support gems and it's not really worth it. And then eventually you actually stay on daggers because you don't get any movement skills either.
Iron Ring.
So you end up using Whirling Blades. And like, I agree for a while we want to be on either Scepters or Wands. But I don't think buying them at level 1 has been that helpful. Okay. Dude, I'm telling you, Sniper's Mark drops in every single fucking mud flaps on these trucks. There's a conspiracy. We would like to be level 4. I mean, I think Shadow even gets Galvanic Arrow and Mirage Archer. That just buying a bow also seems like it might make sense.
Stay sharp out there.
I'd almost... While we live, we are blessed.
Dude, I need to check him for armor. I want it to just go.
Farewell.
We hate that. Every shadow run I've done has been like the only 3 links I can find have a red socket, and he can't gain access to red sockets. Then you're still on a 1 link freezing pulse. But at least he gets fucking, dude, frozen dead. I don't know, man. I hate this. Everything I do feels like just the worst. Probably should buy wands. Dude, why is this on that button? Buy wands and accept. Dude, I don't know.
With every death, I live a little bit more.
Does Viper Strike have a weapon requirement? Supports... Claw Dagger. For some reason you were allowed to do it with a scepter. That would help. Goat's horns. I think they can start dropping on ledge. You guys are going down. I don't care if it takes 15 minutes. Because with the whole wand thing, I'm also juggling probably not having any blue links like I have right now. I'm carried by Frostbomb. Yeah, it kind of is like just at that threshold where if I actually had wands that I think you would just rely on Frostbomb to do everything for you. And then it would actually be one-shotting things here instead of leaving them with like that much HP. I mean, any damage that you get, any support gems, which is like Arcane Surge, and that's it. Put on Frostbomb. Indeed. Indeed, man. We're gonna try that.
You were born with quickness of body.
We're at the roulette table. We're putting everything on black, and black is Frostbomb.
Is it possible to murder someone?
But after like level 10, we need to switch to daggers because it's the only movement skill we get to do whirling blades, Frostblink. And then you kind of hope for... See, the problem I'm having is that a lot of Assassin, or Shadow, I keep calling him Assassin, man, is hope for this, and hope for that, and hope for that. And there's like a list of like 5 things you hope for that you probably don't get. You hope for the essences that add flat spell damage to weapons so that you can add flat spell damage to daggers. Because otherwise, I don't think you're getting it. Until like Act 3 and you have crafting bench options that I think you can put those on daggers. Scepter wielding magma orber, but the reason to use scepters is to use leap slam, and I don't get leap slam.
Fine. Stay sharp out there.
I saw lion eyes. Goodbye.
Did I just buy the shittiest, like, no socket ones? I was looking at the wrong thing.
The furnace down at the slaughterhouse. Yes, that's what this place smells like.
A fresh meal.
I'm dying. No! Shut up! I'm gonna die.
Wisdom.
What I am gonna do is drop another sniper's mark and mud flats.
3B.
Ooh. Actual drop. Dude, leave me alone! It's kind of funny. Lockstep here feels just as random as predictive in terms of like, did a Roa actually hit you?
I'm impressed by how much this place wants me dead.
Hold on. Pause timer? For the weirdest... Where the fuck is the last... I started walking up. But it should have been there. Maybe it was just a little to the left and then I doubt it myself. Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, this is, this layout I did super wrong. That I should have walked up here first and then gone everywhere else. Usually I do. I don't know why I didn't. Dude, fuck off. Okay, we got 3 blues. We get Frostbomb after this, and then we put Arcane Surge in the Frostbomb, and it never triggers. And we have no supports in Frostbomb, basically. And we could have put Chance to Poison on Freezing Pulse, but we can't do that either. Bye.
2D 1G body.
GG, but 1GB bot.
Two D 1G body.
Yeah, I know. Pick it up.
Farewell.
I'll be back.
I'd almost...
Oh wait, dude, you could get Spell Cascade.
While we live...
Is that any good while leveling? Arcane Surge, Spell Cascade, Frostbomb. I don't think that it is, but we're gonna do it. Yeah, I don't think that it is.
BB.
With every death, I live a little bit more.
No, Portal Scroll feels bad. I would put Pierce on the Freezing Pulse for more damage, but we can't. Kill rare, get item. It's like the first time we've actually had the sockets because we bought the wands to just put in a firewall as well in a while. I think I alchemy a wand. Trash. Don't think it had any flat damage. Cast speed. Guess. The last, like, I'd say, the last, like, all runs, it feels like every time I've waited to use an alchemy orb later, the thing that I'm waiting for never happens, and then I very, very, very slowly get to the point where it was, like, too late, you know? Like, it took too long to get to that point to find the thing that never showed up. I'm just like, I don't fucking care anymore. I'm just gonna use the alchemy on the whatever. If that helps me find a goat horn faster, then we just still equip it. Okay. Okay. Yeah, maybe we don't fuck with that essence. It's also contempt, which we don't really even need. And it has like energy shield equal to life or something. What is hatred? Yeah, I still don't care. I still don't care. I feel like maybe I should care. I should probably care. But that boy was juicing.
Theopolis prison's a child's playhouse compared to this. They sure don't make them like they used.
I don't think I took the waypoint. I was thinking maybe I could go back to it.
Stay sharp.
Knowing that it's there.
Farewell.
The tale of Brutus. Farewell.
Dude, you gotta be selling me a 3-link one of these runs, right? Now he's got all the armors.
Stay sharp out there.
Whoops. Nope, that's not what we're doing. Oh, we didn't put down the portal. That is what we're doing. Because we didn't have a portal scroll. I think on League Start, if I don't have a portal here, I would actually just skip it and do it at like endgame. I think I'm also a proponent of skip Fairgraves. Unless it's like a really convenient Fairgraves. Where it's like, oh, I know where everything is, and the layout looks nice and friendly. Which has been happening less and less. stinky, stinky, stinky damage. Goat's horn. $29 in. Fuck you.
Stay sharp out there.
Yeah. Freezing Pulse has 1 support gem.
Wisdom.
+1 to level of lightning gems on the wand. Guess our Orb of Storms that attacks once every 16 seconds will do a little bit more damage. But Freezing Pulse actually kills things now, which is good. I was not looking at the layout. Layout is not going this way. I was iteming. Wisdom! Tactics filter, yeah. There was another one that I had that I actually liked more. Oof, this area. Oof. But I think it just randomly stopped working. Or maybe I replaced the wrong sound files or something. And overwrote stuff that it needed. I don't know. That's gotta be down. It's gotta be down. It's lit.
Large life flask.
This layout is actually nuts. I don't know where it's gotta be. I think it's gotta be up left. I'm not feeling very confident about that. Yeah, now I am. Today I learned
Wisdom.
Freezing Pulse feels a lot better when you get added flat damage, because Freezing Pulse should have like a 300% damage effectiveness. And even though our wands rolled like crap,
Curious. It moves like a killer, yet reeks of thaumaturgy. Would that I could observe you more.
getting the added cold damage support on it helps a lot. Bro, he's just walking away. He's just walking away while everyone else freezes me. Bismuth flask, cool. So yeah, that is adds flat cold. Do I wait? See, this is a do I wait for another goat's horn? I think so, because we're at the point where reasonably the vendor can sell one and probably is selling one.
You think me a horror? I will show you what true horror is.
Still feels like a stinky Brutus.
Big just means more places to stick.
Not as a 20-minute Brutus. That's not worth continuing. Bruh.
Stay sharp out there.
Man, I think Shadow can eat my ass. I think we try bow. And he even gets Blink Arrow. He gets all the bow stuff. And then, like... Magmore, yeah, I would prefer to not have to vendor. What is probably the way. I think we take Explosive Trap for single target from the reward, just cause we can, and then we buy Caustic Arrow because we already get chance to poison to start. Makes sense. And then I need Pierce, and we get Mirage Archer after we buy. Should boy even get Sniper's Mark if you don't find it? Which you seem to always... Oh, here, log in. Log in. Log in Bowman.
You were born with quickness of body and sharp.
Nothing like a brisk dip to start the day.
Is it possible to murder someone who's already dead?
Beep boop. Beep boop.
It's nice not being
No
dead
bow.
yet.
We gotta buy a bow.
Fine work.
Pause to think. Remind myself. We're taking explosive trap just cause we can. And we're buying the bow with the most sockets. Random bows with like one red, we fucking love it. No 3 links, we love it. This pretty much isn't a 3 link either. Red sockets are not gonna do anything.
I saw Lion Eyes watch.
And we are buying caustic arrow.
God hasn't abandoned us.
Dude, deadass, can I get 2 linked greens? The answer
Sharp out there.
is no. It definitely is a skill issue, you know?
The furnace down at the slaughterhouse. Yes, that's what this place smells
It
like.
definitely is a suck it up and mule molten ball, rolling magma ball. Because otherwise you just like don't even get 2 green links.
I'm impressed
It'd
by
be
how
cool
much
if I
use
had
this
chance to poison. Which you also probably get for free if you vendor mule with ranger. There's a 3 link or more chances of that stuff. I think this is the one where we have to walk all the way to the left. Yep. Could already be muling a Templar? I mean, I could already be at the coast as well. I have no idea how explosive trap works. Today I learned. Seems better.
Stay sharp out there.
I'd almost...
Think. Real thinker for a moment. Pause, champ. Puncture is very good against Brutus. I think you buy Sniper's Mark. You probably want Shrapnel Ballista if you're leveling bow. And you keep rolling with Caustic, even though we have been leveling elemental damage. This is so awkward for what we want to actually do. Because then we don't end up getting Frost Bomb or any of the things that go the direction we want it to go. We hit him with the Prismatic Burst. Purchase. Let the timer go for a second. This feels pretty good so far. So I think Prismatic Burst really is like one of the only leveling gems that he actually gets that deals damage as a support. But then you have to use an attack to make it, like, take advantage of it. It's like it'd be probably better to go Frostblades leveling with Prismatic Burst. Maybe. That's making a lot of sense. This bow isn't going too bad either, but I think leveling spell is tricky. Because of that. That's a big part. That Prismatic Burst is dealing damage, and we like that. And then
Wisdom.
Yo, chance to poison even technically works on Prismatic Burst. So you do like attack, chance to poison, Prismatic Burst on Frostblades. For the very minor added chaos damage. And then at least you have a support gem. Because even Spectral Throw before wasn't feeling very bad. They also, dude, I'm about to change the game. I know what do. But this run's going decently. I guess we continue. Until like end of Act 1. They get Kinetic Bolt as an option. Use Kinetic Bolt as your attack. Put Prismatic Burst on it. And then at level 12, right before Merville, you throw on Locust Mines. Yeah, returning works with Frostblades. So because you also have the option of like buying wands, and then a wand can roll +1 to spell skill levels, and that should apply to Prismatic Burst if it's literally any elemental type, because it's fire, cold, lightning, you know what I mean? So I think that opens you up to getting flat damage from wands, and also spell damage. Spell damage would apply to Kinetic Bolt. So like all of the random shit that you're getting on Shadow is like suddenly viable, or like you can make use of it in the early game. I kind of want to just end this and try that. It makes a lot more sense than what we're currently doing. So 10 minutes to prison is like, this went pretty good too. Unfortunately, we are going to definitely skip a crawler because we didn't set up the portal. I think we're on to something. I'm gonna keep that character there in case we want to continue it. It was basically 11 minutes. That's easier to remember.
You were born with quickness of body.
But I think this is it.
Nothing like a brisk dip to start the day.
Is it possible to murder someone who's...
Because I think early game people, I think in general people are sleeping on Locust Mines and how good it is. Our best character this league is Power Siphon Locust Mines Assassin with a whole bunch of 0% used items, and it's like pretty good. And I learned a lot about how Locust Mines work from leveling with it and goofing with it. That I don't know when Shadow gets those things, but it's making a lot of sense that they get a lot of the things that would benefit it. This is to earn. I am to earning right now. As long as we do like vendor pauses to think about the weird, like I don't know when he gets what gems. And we want to see these under scenarios where you start with it and you know what gems you're supposed to take exactly when, so you don't want like losing time to going, wait a second, what was the plan?
It's nice not being dead.
It's stinky. But like once you know, you always leave Lion Eyes Watch. You could do it faster, but we leave it like 1:30, so we're just gonna do that. Yeah, he gets Kinetic Bolt as a first purchase. That's 1 wisdom. He gets Prismatic Burst to throw on that. And then we want to have a wand, because we need to have a wand. And we get fucking cucked. And we only have a 1 blue socket wand. And we're not vendoring. So we take that L to our fucking graves. Because then we just have no more money. Then we sold all that. We got a wisdom. Which I didn't. I was like, maybe that adds up to wisdom. I am surprised that it did.
Fine work.
Come over here. All this shit is irrelevant as far as I'm aware. And then all we want is a blue. I think in this case, can't buy that. There's blue, blue, green. Kinetic bolt, prismatic burst, chance to poison. Actual to earn, we're gonna leave in like 10 seconds. I'm gonna just do this now to be convenient.
The furnace down at the slaughterhouse. Yes, that's what this place smells like.
Feels good. It gets to multi-hit a whole bunch of stuff. It triggers prismatic burst. It poisons because it's still a mostly physical attack, so we get used to that gem. We're benefiting from the increased spell damage on the wand because it applies to kinetic bolt at 200% its value. Which actually, when we level, is one of those shadow trees specifically spell damage, or is it elemental chaos? I don't think they get spell damage specifically. They do not. This really is like the first thing that makes complete sense to me. And is dealing damage. 3-link in mudflats. Is this like the first run where I've actually had a 3-link in mudflats with like gems in it? Because that might be true. Because even when we've had like 3 blues and freezing pulse, it's like the shadow just has nothing to put in anything. Yeah, this is... I would even say this feels better than when we did the Templar and had rolling magma. As good as, or close. But I think it's gonna ultimately feel a little bit better because Shadow, I don't know, they just feel like, I don't think it's really a Shadow thing, but casting speed in early game just feels so slow compared to attacks. And then I believe we get Locust Mines right before Mervale. And at that point, we probably want to switch out Prismatic Burst for something else because it is still going to be limited on how often it can trigger. What Locust Mines is we throw mines down on the ground and it triggers this attack 3 different times.
Wisdom.
I think we go around the other way. I think I've ascended. New meta. The moment I saw Locust Mines was a level 12 support, I was like, this has gotta be really good for bursting down Merville in a run. It's a really awkward, clunky support, but what is damage? Okay, I think we're hitting them with a pause. And we're thinking for a sec. My brain's melting. I was just thinking of something like really important that this could benefit from, and then I totally forgot. I think we like having Twig's Spirit Shield. Do you get the dual wielding bonus attack speed for holding 2 wands? I guess you do, so you would want to hold 2 wands so that you could cast Kinetic Bolt faster. What I wanted to look at was if there's any spell damage in the start here. Like actual legitimate spell damage. Because it applies to Kinetic Bolt twice. And the answer is no. Spell damage would first appear like here. All this other stuff is spell suppress. So we can't exploit that unless we get like Doedri's gloves to drop, but then that would be insane. I think on a league start, you could get Doedri's gloves really early because no one cares. And they're like 1C at best, 1 alch at best. They are the gloves that have 100% increased spell damage on them, which is crazy for Kinetic Bolt because Kinetic Bolt is an attack. Doedri's gloves has reduced cast speed, but you don't care because you're not casting. And then the 100% of Doedri's gloves applies as... Would that be 200% or 300%? Be 200%? It'd be 200. Yeah, it'd be 200%. So then, yeah, you get 200% spell damage. The gloves are like a level 13 item requirement. I bet you could buy one by the end of Act 1 with how common those drops are. I was just trying to see if I could look. They have to be like tier 5 item drop. So I think that's pretty reasonable. And then Locust Mine's Kinetic Bolt is really, really, really strong because it shoots 3 times. You've got 200% spell damage for a glove slot. And then I think you just zoom off of that and then can build into whatever you want because it's not very specific to what your character is actually building. So you could put points into whatever because you've got 200% spell damage already. So it's not like you need percent damages or any specific nodes. You'd kind of just take whatever is convenient and it still applies. Shadow also like doesn't get any movement speed nodes, which is unfortunate. It kind of feels like his thing. Like Ranger down here is like, hey, move speed, what up? Move speed, move speed, move speed, move speed, move speed, move speed. Shadow gets such a weird mixture of nothing. Then you'd also take Saboteur, you get to benefit from that. That all sounds great on paper. And I've done it, so I know that it's also great not on paper.
Farewell.
I'd almost...
You don't need Pierce because Kinetic Bolt also is a great skill. But I think you still take it. Or maybe Momentum support. I think you replace Chance to Poison with Momentum. Because it is attack speed. And then you buy, there are no war banners. You could buy flame wall. You probably always buy flame wall. Yeah. I don't think you need anything else. Sniper's mark. Flame wall. Sniper's mark. Put the flame wall in. Put the sniper's mark somewhere. We're gonna put the 3-link red. No, we're not, because that one's rare. And then, because we have leftover money, we would buy iron rings if we could, but we cannot. Okay, we're gonna let the timer go.
We are blessed.
Because that was a lot of things that we would have to remember to do there. I'm gonna let it go for a little bit. Feels good.
With every death, I live a little bit more.
Layout's a little chonky. I don't know when we come back here where it would be. If you go bottom left or to the right for the submerged passage. It looks like a bottom left, but it's also kind of debatable. Been buying a lot of stuff, so I want to make sure our wisdoms are good. Pick that up. I'm gonna wait to level until we have 2.
Iron ring.
Iron ring is great. Because, like, basically what Kinetic Bolt is doing is every single thing that you find is valuable. Like, Iron ring adds flat fizz, that's good. Spell damage is good. +1 to skill levels is good. So I would normally say Shadow is feeling really inconsistent because they want too many different things, but it's just like makes all of those different things good. And is dealing damage, so fuck yeah, bud. I think Kinetic Bolt kind of has been in that place of, I think, super underrated as well. There was a build for a brief while, I think it was last league. You know how rare GGG patches things mid-league because they're broken? Kinetic Bolt was one of them. Because it had an alt quality that applied your... This would have been 2 leagues ago in Sanctum. That applied your cast speed, attack and cast speed reductions to your attack kinetic bolt in the same way that Wilma's does, but it actually stacked with Wilma's requital helmet. So you could get that effect twice. And it was... You were attacking so fast, it was freezing the server. And I, like, did not see anyone talk about it. There's, like, one video I saw, and I was like, yep, that's fucked up. And then it got patched.
Wet.
Oh.
Like last.
Oof. Yeah, like this is the first time on Shadow I felt like I've had enough damage to even be able to hurt those bone wheels, the magic pack.
Theopolis Prison's a child's playhouse compared to this. They sure don't make them like they used to.
You don't talk about in hopes it goes unnoticed. Well, I mean, like, this league people brought up the fact that Chieftain's Explode node, you could do the self-proliferate with the Fulcrum, and everyone talked about it, and everyone did it, and it had, like, its moment. The kinetic bolt thing got brought up, and I don't feel like it had a moment. Like, no one did it, no one talked about it, no one cared, and then it got patched a bit later. I think, so what would you do here? Would you get cold because you want to replace momentum? Or lightning because you want to replace prismatic burst? I think lightning because you want to replace prismatic burst, and then locust mines is a green. So it would be add at lightning, locust mines later.
Goodbye.
So.
Panic blast. I think there's a general assumption that wands are bad is the real answer. That every time I talked about trying locust mines, everyone was like, yeah, that's cool, but wands aren't good. My 24 million DPS locust mine character is using a wand that I got for 100 chaos. So I think they're pretty okay. With single target damage. I guess I would have needed to be level 8 so that I could have the edit lightning damage, and maybe that makes the difference. That's a mine build, to be fair. It's a build that uses wands, to be fair.
Farewell.
Who are we being fair to? Because it doesn't feel like me. I feel like you're discounting my whole argument by saying it uses mines, even though it uses a wand. Not very fair of you. Goat's horn. Goat's horn applies to spells and attacks. That's nice. Is your DPS single target? Well, I think no one considered that Locust Mines is an insane support gem. Because on PoE Ninja, there are 0.1% people tried it.
Alchemy.
Which I even thought Locust Mines was going to take over the 5-way Rhoda meta build for where people just do kinetic blast and spam in every direction. I was like, why wouldn't that become Locust Mines? I can't think of a reason. And it isn't. Other than I think people haven't been told by a streamer to do it yet. Yeah, but why would you listen to Ster? For real. No cap. Oh, on a stack. Forgot to say that. Maybe it's because they... That doesn't make sense. Never mind. They just need coverage. Locust Mine doesn't help with that. How would Locust Mines shooting 3 times the amount of projectiles you used to shoot not help with that? Follow-up question.
Curious. It moves like a killer, yet reeks of thaumaturgy.
How's the vibe? Pretty vibacious. Pretty stinky slow 18-minute Brutus still. But I think that's an I'm bad type of situation. Dude, this uses so much mana. This is the most mana consumption I have ever seen in my life. Do I have a portal scroll? Like, Jesus. Spells are cast from your mines? No. Where your attacks are cast from your mines, and you throw down 3 mines. So it always throws 3 mines. It's 11% less damage, so it's the same as lesser multiple projectile. Whereas like charge supports and the other things that would have casted attacks from mines before are like 40% less damage, and they only shoot once.
Big just means more places to stick a blade.
Stay sharp out there.
For some.
Thinker. This is where we buy locust mines. I thought, wait, if locust mines are level 8, when do I get it? I thought it was after Merville, or like at Merville. I'm looking it up. I couldn't find it on that thingy. You get it after Brutus. Okay.
Take care.
Need that level 10.
I'm so good at this.
It
I
lives.
swear.
Wisdom. That's the wrong way. I've been goofing up this specific spot a lot lately. This one was debatable either direction. Yeah, I had the wrong support gem in it. So it wasn't triggering Prismatic Burst. So it was on a 2-link basically. I bet pretty good.
I'm usually the one making the ghosts. Someone's been busy.
Pretty good. So is this the brand new ship graveyard layout that was just generated for my arrival? Hot off the press? Totally randomized? Unknowable and unfathomable?
Wisdom.
Wisdom. Dude, that's a lot of wisdoms. Oh, I never restarted the timer. Dude, we can pretend that we had a good time. Ideally, here's where you can get the daggers that would give you whirling blades. So you can whirling blades Frostblink instead of flame dash. But ideally is that we got How long have I been streaming? How many runs have I done? We have not seen movement speed boots one time. I think that's the ideal scenario, is where you get movement boots one time. Hasn't happened. But one day. I think Shadow needs it really bad because of the no attack move. Just want to see how this does against Merville. And then it might be Din Din time.
Fresh start.
Please understand that as a gentleman of honor, it pains me greatly to do this. Hard times call for hard hearts. I'm sure were the circumstances reversed, you'll do precisely the same.
Yeah, I bet.
I almost feel sorry for you, Fairgraves.
Could be a good wand.
If you must. While we live, we are blessed.
47 in. What does this guy even do to do that? You got the amulet? Hey, you got that amulet? Hey, you got that amulet? It's probably just one int node. No, it would be 2 int nodes. Dude, what a crazy world.
Yes? Goodbye.
Did I get the +1 skill? Wait, am I crazy? Am I doing like... I didn't. Thinking about other stuff. Yeah, I think we're gonna blast Merville's bung. And then at this point of actual league start again, I really think there'd be a Duadri's gloves already on the market. For like an alk or two. Wow, I'm surprised that that worked. Did you know, at the mention of mines and the 5-way build, I was trying to think of reasons why they wouldn't do it, and I was like, oh, because they use Headhunter, and they want to, the mines, it shouldn't count as their kill because the mine killed it. But they make that exception for Headhunter. Because Chris Wilson is a Headhunter simp. Where things that normally wouldn't count as your kills do for Headhunter and the other jewel. The steel thingies. Ow, ow, ow. Ow. I don't know. I don't know if I'm really ass blasting. I think a lot of the mines aren't hitting her because you don't have extra projectiles or anything. Like when it's hitting, it's hitting. It's not always hitting.
My first dance with a lady of quality. Pity she let herself go like that.
I'm gonna keep it going. I'm gonna keep this run going. What time is it? 8.
Oh, forest.
Okay.
Death has too many damned places to hide in the forest.
Double wand would have been way better. Mines aiming at you thing. If you use charged mines, they don't aim at you anymore. Which is also another thing nobody knows. I saw like Captain Lance even made a video about how annoying it was that they always aim at you and they don't. I mean, I think specifically for the setup that was being shown, it's not consistent enough, but my other character I can show that like there's some weird proximity thing, or when you're throwing a lot of mines, sometimes it does just target things that are near the mines and sometimes it doesn't. But when you're throwing enough mines in endgame, it really doesn't matter anymore. Well, especially because ideally you're using Nimbus. Just a little Nimbus. Which is not a very expensive item if you buy it at the beginning of a league, when somehow every single league everyone forgets that that item is fucking insane. And it sells for like 4 divines for like 2 weeks, and then Jungroan makes another video about how insane and broken it is, and then it goes up to 16 again. So as long as you get it early, should be good. Like there, that was awkward. In that hallway. This doesn't work without Nimbus. It does. But yeah, if we're talking about 5 ways, then yeah, Nimbus. Which I think they already do anyway, because they want to AFK while they're doing 5 ways and not actually have to aim in any direction. They would prefer their projectiles to go in random directions. So I don't know that build perfectly, but I'd have to assume they're already using it. Unless it is like macroed to stand still and spin. I feel like the one thing this build is missing for me to be like this is a really good start is what my second layer of damage would be. So on a boss you like put down flame wall, for example, being the other layer. But that doesn't feel like enough. I don't think you can get war banner. I should probably have a precision aura.
Clearing the weeds so that the crops may grow.
But there's no like throw down orb of storms type of scenario that I'm seeing for it right now. Well, I'm probably just not thinking of something that I should be using. I'm not using any of the mine supports either. I don't think Shadow gets charged mines, but charged mine would also be really good because it just gives you frenzy charges for campaign. And charge mines is also what makes the mines actually target the boss or enemies. I kind of expect next patch there to be a bug fix and it say like fix locust mines not always targeting you, because it does literally say always targets you, but it does not always target you. So it's probably gonna be considered a bug. Exiles.
Of learning is the beginning.
A beef.
Fucking hate exiles.
Be kind if you can.
Yeah, I don't know. I think this entirely changes the leveling process of what I thought it was going to be. Movement speed boots, though, I still feel so slow. Quicksilver runs out and I'm just like, yup. Yup. This is all I've got. This base movement speed. Yup. Also think you'd probably end up not picking up a lot of items throughout the campaign because of how Locust Mine works, and you want to like kind of walk through things and have it shoot them later. Which might be a bit of a pain. Wait. I don't know. I think I'm done. I think I've seen and figured out what I wanted to figure out, and then I could maybe try and optimize this and then think about it for League Start next time. But I've been doing like assassin shadow speedruns this whole stream, and last night I did a lot of them. I'm kind of like, don't want to do it right now. Kind of don't want to do it right now, but I'll go on because it's what's being talked about. I think I'm missing some gear because I moved it. Stertopia. I believe this man is missing. He's missing an enlightened jewel that I gave to my other character. But I think I can still put all, oh, I can put all my auras on, but then I can't throw out as many mines, so it's a little bit gimped. So you can only get down 16. We could put down 20 mines normally, so it's not that different. Give me a Minotaur. Mines won't detonate unless something... there is an AoE around you where the mines cannot detonate. If you throw them next to yourself, you can't detonate them. You just have to read the skill gem. Laggy delirium. Oh, I'm still on the leveling filter. Where the fuck is my cursor? Every once in a while, if you pay close attention, you can see it's Nimbus projectiles that all fire in random directions, and it is locust mines that are supposed to all shoot at me. But every once in a while, you can totally tell that every single one of them fires in the exact direction of an enemy. That it would be way more random than it is with Nimbus. And it would also prefer to target me because it's locust mines. But then sometimes it does neither and uses charge mines logic and all fires in the direction of the closest enemy. Like right there, I'm pretty sure it did it. Like as I threw those mines and turned the corner, every single projectile you could just see go in one direction. Which was not me. So I don't know if that's because it's like the game's struggling because it's like double overrided targeting from Nimbus and Locust and charge mines, that it just like goofs sometimes, but it seemed pretty consistent that if I throw mines near something, dude, this is way too laggy. I can't fucking do anything. Dude, what happened to me shaders? Whip. Lockstep feels like shit. I was curious how far this build could get in Simulacrum. Probably not far because its defense isn't great. Yeah, all of those, I saw them, they were all shooting in one direction at the enemies. Oh, I was worried that the boss was still here. There ain't no boss here. Delirium over. Oh shit, he's Soul Eater. Is that even fair? Oh, my mana is all goofed because of not having Enlighten.
That stretches the sanity of the mind.
Okie dokie. That's me, assassin boy. With the high tier endgame items, Oxium and Ephemeral Bond. Everyone loves those. Goodbye. Probably gonna stream on the main channel and do Witchfire tomorrow. But I wanted to make sure that my stream settings worked today, which I'm glad we did because they did not work at the beginning of the stream.